Again, everybody's wanting to stack up points in these early games, but that does mean usually in this first round, everybody kind of gives each other a little bit more breathing room than normal. They just want to get a feel for everything, get warmed up, and see how everything's going to be playing out. But I think that everything's kind of separated. The closest we've got is maybe a little bit of a tangle going on at Georgia Pool, but let's be real, North and South Georgia Pool are perfectly content to stay separated.
Yeah, I mean, these are areas that are going to give plenty of space and opportunity for loot for these players. There'll be vehicles, there'll be plenty of gear and armor, and these guys can walk away fully kitted without having to run up to one another. We might see a little bit of distance pop shots should they be able to get equipped with the sniper very early on, but for at least right now, until we get that first circle pop and see where these rotations are going to come in. Uh-oh. I think I spoke a little bit too soon. Look at
you said it wasn't going to be military base. You caster cursed us. No. Yeah, it never seems to fail. But start have some massive play is just ridiculous. But Roth was also really performing his way through these qualifying rounds, and I just want to see them continue to gel and just get the system down so that way they can continue just to harass teams.
Yeah, I mean, really, and that's what we saw. I mean, can we bit of a meta or even a meme that people like to make about PUBG, but when you start to see a really early example of a military circle looking to pop off, it is the smart play for some of these teams to not only prevent the progress from some of these other squads pushing in, but getting some of those early points for the kills.
Right, Exodus trying to defend up. This is a very, very popular comp. Has already opted to playing way back down towards the south, so just really kind of catching up to them at this point. Getting a little bit of airtime, too. You know, you got to catch that in, maybe get a couple of points. Yeah, it's always kind of fun whenever you're running the motorcycles through this area.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to show off a little bit, especially if you think all of us observers are watching you, but that also means, you know, us casters maybe don't crash while we're watching as well, because we will all get to see that. But as everybody now pushing into the circle, we can see much of it right now in covering the military base, as now we've got some action here between STK and Oath. It looks like Uncivil trying to get a better angle here on Relo, who's going for the res right now onto Snakers.
And here's that big stack that we were talking about. Shoot to Kill is repositioning around this point. Two of the members of Oath are in a little bit of trouble. One of them has managed to get in the safe zone at Ferry Pier, but we do have Fabled that's coming back behind this, and the hardships that are post up along position. Oath is starting to get pincered between different points, and are going to have to figure some way to get out of this, as you can now see. Shoot to Kill looking back down towards him, but right next to him is going to be Fabled. Both teams just beaded in on this complex. Luckily, Balefrost does manage to get a little bit of tap damage, force Alo to stalling all of these teams. Shoot to Kill trying to make a little bit faster of a push. It's early, it's not going to be a lot of damage, but Molotov's going to come in. Snakers is in a lot of trouble, having to retreat away from the position where you can see Luke 12 pushing, and we know Luke 12 has hella good aim, so looking around for this, expecting inside the bathroom. Go ahead, blow out the door. Gonna see, nope, go ahead and go for the flush first, see if you can kind of bait anything out, but this is really stalling out Shoot to Kill's position. Got to be very careful with this, as one, I mean, we can see Fabled hears this, wants nothing to do, has gone ahead and circled completely around from it. Now we've got the step out. Luke's looking back over, throws out the grenade, looking to go for the push back over. Got to be very careful for this as he steps up, goes ahead and goes for the flush. And then there was just one member of Oath up and active and trying to get away from Shoot to Kill.
I mean, great play there by Luke 12. We see finish the enemy, go out, pick up a nade to try and use that. The other, especially as he drives up alongside Fable. I think he may not realize that they are coming in from the other side of Ferry Pier right here. And with players in that boat are going to have guns, could spell trouble here. See, it's actually Supernova just ahead of him.
We got a little bit of a boat chase. Everybody in Fabled stacked up in a boat as well. Hardships has opted to go for where the more kill points are at. Balefrost still getting a couple of tick shots coming back his way. But don't worry, even if they do manage to get around the hardships, they jump out of it. No! Cannot get away from it in time. And Oath is our first team that's eliminated, while Fabled does manage to make landfall.
And try to take confirmation. Ralph looking off in the distance at Wildcard. Trying to, looks like has spotting them just outside of the zone. Meanwhile, just up to the north, Exodus as well. So we've got more and more teams approaching in just a bit here onto Military Island.
Well, we've got Zenith that's kind of holding the line. Beautiful sight lines from that center position. But right now we've got Wildcard, Radiance, 303, Elusive, Dodge, and Ill all trying to make a push into this point. And really, they're just all clustering around on top of each other. With the finally making it inside the safe zone, we have about 3 to 4 teams that are all intermixed right along this eastern point. And it's Zenith that just has the angle on all of them, making their life absolutely miserable in this position right now. Everybody's having to react around them for all almost a kilometer in every single direction. Look at that aim coming up from Kickstart, forcing everybody to play so passive.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing a really good job at keeping people at bay as we continue to take a look briefly at the kill feed. It is everybody else right now that is vying on the edge of the zone, continuing to follow along with Kickstart as they're just keeping an eye on every angle, shots in multiple directions. We see Dodge, we see Elusive, we see Fabled. Radiance, meanwhile, is going to go down as it looks like Batty actually falls to the zone.
To the blue zone, nonetheless. That just lets you know how hard it is to continue to make this push. Elusive going to go ahead and take a couple of shots, finish off 303's D-Rich. Now hop on the motorcycle. They've got to make a very dangerous push. Running over to try to pick up a teammate, but right now we still have Illusion, Dodge, and Clueless, as well as continuing to be Zenith that can take shots back over towards this angle. Zox in a lot of trouble looking back over for this, down to 1 hit point.
1 HP.
Just got to tree a team, but that's got to be it. He's going to get taken down. Now it is all on to Fizzle, and what can Fizzle do? He is just trapped over here.
Yeah, Fizzle throwing out smokes, trying to help his teammate. It's phase 4. Blue is closing, and it is not going to happen there. Free Me Please getting the finish with the Mini 14 as Fizzle is going to have to focus on getting into the zone on his own.
As you've watched it, you know that there's hills off in the distance where a lot of teams are playing. Really, it's all these guys that are trying to escape from Military Base Island proper, where it's just so flat. Right around that airport, it's just so difficult to get out of these positions, and you can see Elusive Fizzle just trying to slow creep forward, saying if maybe he can find some type of angle. Maybe these guys start fighting each other, and gives him some type of break just to move a little bit closer. And it looks like he's finally gotten that opportunity, coming up, playing right along these tree line, and this tree line is super helpful for him. Actually spots out another one, trying to go for at least a knock or a kill to get a couple more points on this, but Exodus holding down a great position pretty close to the center of the circle.
Exodus spotting out shoot to kill as they come in from rotation. We can see as well, it looks like multiple teams actually coming in for the push onto this as well, but Exodus just taking a shot at every corner, hoping to get shoot to kill on the peak there. Sonics also pushing in right behind shoot to kill, and this could spell a little bit of disaster if they're not prepared for it, getting squished on multiple spots there for ammo. And as we run out of opportunities to loot beyond this, that is going to play really well here. So those teams that are trying to pick up the damage, it may not seem, okay, it's waste, they don't have kills yet, but that is really going to come into play as we go into phases 6 and 7.
You can do it! Oh, I can see D-Treats are trying so hard. One day it will happen. Will he keep sticking with it? Okay, this is the 4th time that we've seen. You can do it, buddy. Oh, no! Now I'm emotionally distraught. I need to know. No, okay, he didn't make it. Good. We saw it back up there. All right, so we do have Fable that's making a push back over towards Livid, right down the hillside from here. Comet's going to go ahead and toss a couple of grenades in there, try to see if they can stall this out. Everybody is stacking around this positions. Don't forget, Hardshift's also went and repositioned at this point as well, so it looks like the Comet's home starting to get very aggressed on as we've got a Vector in use, trying to go for some spray, but Soup says, nah, buddy, you can't bring that over here. Gets a nice shot back over towards him, gets the knockback on him. Hardshift's taking a couple of pot shots back into this duo fight between these two squads. Now we still have Comets thinking.
I mean, able to get that first one off right away. We see Hella going for the res, trying to keep Fabled as many players up as they can. Looking at the minimap, it is just utter chaos. There is team after team after team here in the corner with a total of 5 just here on the west. And numbers are going to come into play. As we can see now, Comet starting to spot out this rotation from Fabled as they push into the zone. They do have the high ground, which will come into a little bit aid them out onto this, but yet again, I mean, they're going to have to win this fight out. Meanwhile, Fabled already running a little low on meds.
Comet still holding this high ground position, and you can see on the minimap, everybody is just stacked up. New circles popped, and it isn't really lined up back for this position. That means all of these teams that we saw trying to make an approach up here, all going to have to move, have to make some type of option. Do they go north to circle around this? Looks like a lot of them are just starting to opt in. We've just got to push. Dodge also looking like they're coming up to play as Zenith is forcing them back on this angle as well. Supernova trying to get a couple of shots up this hillside, but it's just going to be Fable trying to figure out how to carve some type of path through this to see if maybe they can get by Comets, but even if they do, it's going to be shoot to kill that's waiting down the hillside for them.
Here we go, that push from Fabled now right into Comets, not ready to give this up yet, but they're going to have to do this quickly because Shoot to Kill and Dodge are waiting for them inside of the zone as Hardshifts take up the north, but you see here we can spot Evasion X getting very close to the Comets, still 4 players up, as it looks like Sub-Zero now going for a wide rotation, trying to spot him out, but Evasion X will see him first, he falls, however, as Sub-Zero is going to live through that, though with low HP. Hella is going to knock as well, and there we go, Supernova fallen, and Fabled is eliminated into 10th place.
Nice sweep back down. Remember, Comets had the high ground. They were closer to the safe zone. They opted into playing that aggressive, stepping back out. But now Dodge is going to step up, wants to get involved, catches them with their pants down as they were trying to get a couple of meds. Now D-Treat's the last member up for the Comets, trying to get a flank back around this, trying to get away from Dodge, and realizing he has the hardships in front of him, gonna get spotted out, and that is a nice pincer coming back in between them. But now these two squads got to move forward as it looks like they might be having sights set back over towards shoot to kill.
Yeah, I mean, it's already getting crowded inside of the zone, and all those teams that were outside of the circle to the west finding each other very closely. There's Hardships now taking a quick look into shoot to kill as we see what's left of Dodge still not quite in the zone. Monty and Fina are going to take a chance on this damaged motorcycle just to save time. It looks like Monty is actually going to try and scout with this. This motorcycle is at half health. But, all right. I'm just going to wait this out a little bit longer and hopes to pick up Maluk and the rest of Houston as they need to push into the zone.
Well, last member of the Sonics, Profi, finally did get spotted out. He gets taken down, so Exodus has circle control back over there, still in their complex. Finally managed to get everybody away from him. Zenith just coming in hot and heavy. It says that they want this Wizard Tower, but Wildcard wants it at the exact same time. Step up, great shots coming up from Mystery. Now starting to see a lot of trouble coming Wildcard Gaming as they get eliminated, but Venerated also wants to get involved, and Mystery takes a ton of damage and very quickly flushed out.
And we talked earlier again about Zenith and their early setup in the game.
I thought he had no life left. I thought he died, but no, that had to be a one hit point res. Zenith running a very aggressive split right now. Two members back over towards the Wizard Tower, and they have two more kind of tailing back along that wall. Hardships finally get spotted out and get taken down. You can see the body is just laying back behind the car, and Kickstart just trying to be a little bit safe.
I just want to make sure that they're dead, but immediately focusing attention to Fina as they both exchange fire here. And one more time, it's 8 Santi and Fina, and Zenith also with line of sight there onto Dodge. It's actually going to be Lush here. It takes a lot of damage into the zone, spotted out by Taylor J. It looks like Vegas is actually going to get that finish there.
Now it's all the control that Exodus has. They can just assert it on everybody trying to move. See, Dodge gets eliminated by Zenith as they were trying to make the approach. The other two members of Zenith did manage to sneak in, so we are looking at a fuse. They might be trying to use this for cover as they make their approach. Yeah, Kickstart just moves forward, tries to set it up. One member already down for Zenith off of a great position coming out from Vegas. Very aggressive and pays off for him as Leda does go down. Venerated still just clutching up to the top of this building, raining down death and destruction as everybody on Zenith is just trying to creep their way forward, using any bit of cover they have. Finally, we see the truck explode, giving a little bit more control back over towards Roth so he doesn't have to worry about it popping off in his face.
Yeah, I mean, you want to use whatever you have at your disposal to create cover here, and that's what we're seeing from Zenith, but unfortunately, we're going to have multiple players fall down there, and Vegas and Venerated really with the zone here. Roth trapped behind a flaming car with nowhere to go.
One left and headshot to tap it off on a beautiful angle. That's going to be Exodus walking away with 8 kills and getting our very first round victory. Great performance coming out of those guys.